Imagine a new neighborhood in Cape Elizabeth, a neighborhood where kids can walk to school and trick-or-treat, modern, smaller homes for seniors to live comfortably among family, friends, and nature. Picture a small slice of Crest along the Spurwink River for affordable, decent living space for the people who work here. Imagine community housing, a locally grown neighborhood of affordable housing on 10 acres of publicly owned land called Crest. Here I am on the footbridge that would connect Cape Elizabeth High School with Cape Elizabeth Community Housing. Right across the river from Cape Colonial Village, an affordable housing development that works here. Cape Elizabeth Community Housing would be across the Spurwink River in an area that's zoned for housing on a minimum lot size of 10 acres. What a beautiful spot to live. The concept is simple, really. Like farm fresh vegetables and steamed lobster, a public works project to serve the public. Using resources at hand and Yankee ingenuity, a public works project that is legally, fiscally, and practically feasible. We have all the tools and the power to act, to create housing opportunities, a place where people grow roots together. On 10 acres of land in Crest, we'll build a new road. Along the road, we will build tasteful, contemporary housing that welcomes all families from near and far. Affordable housing that welcomes kids. Our resources are open space and blue ribbon schools, a safe, ideal environment for raising kids. Our investment in community housing, contributing the land and building the road, is the best and highest use of public dollars and will generate maximum returns. Community housing is literally bonding the road to the future. Here I am on Cooper Drive, a public road that Cape Elizabeth citizens built and financed 30 years ago. The Public Works Department is a great example of a project that we did, and community housing is an example of a project that we can do and we should do. We can build another road, we know how to do it, and we can finance it using bonding. Bonding is a great way to build infrastructure, and what a great investment in our future. We will be good stewards of the public fisc by paying our share using municipal bonds. We've done great public works projects before on Crest, and we can do it again. Community housing is democracy. Every Cape voter will have a say on the bond. That's in our town charter. It's time for a new neighborhood in Cape Elizabeth. Community housing is the public works project of our generation. It's our job to build it. We can and we should. Well, good morning, John Egan. Could you please just begin the discussion by introducing yourself?
Sure. My name is John Egan. I'm with Genesis Community Loan Fund in Brunswick. Genesis is a community development financial institution, so we are primarily a lender for affordable housing and community facilities, multifamily housing, and we also provide technical assistance. That's the team that I'm on here. We provide technical assistance to community groups, nonprofits, for-profits, municipalities all around the state. It has a contract with Maine Housing to provide technical assistance to community groups and municipalities, such as this conversation, in the context of a program that they're about to release. Hopefully, we're going to see the program guide next month. And it's called the Rural Affordable Rental Housing Program, and it is designed to be smaller scale and much simpler than the housing tax credit financing arrangement. This would be for projects 18 units or smaller, down to 5. So 5 to 18 units of rental property. So these would be apartments or townhouses or duplexes or however you wanted to array the homes on your site. And Maine Housing would provide 100% financing for that project, including a piece of the financing that the project does not have to pay back. So that would be the sort of the grant portion. They don't call it a grant, they call it a soft secondary mortgage, but it allows the project to be financed and achieve those 80% median income rents.
Cape Elizabeth, as you probably know, there's a great opportunity for people to get in the real estate market and really achieve long-term economic security that way by building equity. And then, so a lot of people believe that the best way to provide housing opportunities is to provide a leg, up into
Yeah.
a starter home. So the idea of starter homes is very appealable. It's appealing in our community, especially because we have really great schools. It's just a nice environment for families. And so, is there programs available if we wanted to do a section of this development for starter homes?
Yes, there are. There are a number of programs to bring the capital cost down to an affordable purchase price for homeowners up to that 120%.
Town council agrees with us that this is a good idea, that community housing, as I've been calling it, which is an affordable housing development on town-owned land,
Right.
it's a good idea, and they approve it. It's already zoned, and the state law is already passed, so we don't have to change any laws. I think the next step would be to put out an RFP to a developer and say, look, we have this land. We want to do an affordable housing development that meets the state law to take advantage of the density bonus. And would you be willing to help us in that process, putting together an RFP? Or what role could you play in us accomplishing this project? It seems to me it's very doable because we've built a road on Gold Crest before. We've built infrastructure. It's zoned for housing. We know the kind of housing we need and want, and we have these programs in place. Would you help us get through that program?
Sure. Part of the contract that Genesis Fund has with Maine Housing is to assist groups and municipalities on solving housing problems and challenges and coming up with solutions. So the answer is yes, we would be willing to work with your group or some subset committee. I would just say that you're taking a step as a municipality to actually get out onto the field and pull some levers and make some things happen by making some town-owned land available, including some infrastructure. And so that's a big step. And making sure that your local council folks are engaged with that. But there couldn't be a better time to be doing this than now, because there are actually resources to build the units. We don't really have a well, I don't want to say this. I guess we have unprecedented sources available to put up the housing. There are other restrictions that are more of a bottleneck to getting things built. But ultimately, the funding, there's lots of funding coming available, and Maine Housing is a great partner to work with, and that's part of the help that we can provide, is to link your eventual development partner with funding programs from Maine Housing.
Well, John Egan, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Look forward to working with you.
Take care. Maine State Housing provides financing, low-income tax credits, rural rental assistance programs, as well as financing for new starter homes. The time is now, and what a beautiful place to build a new neighborhood.